everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to add HubSpot form responses in Notion database as items. So I am an owner of a business consultancy firm and I've created a form using HubSpot to get the data of my clients' inquiries. So here what I want is that as soon as any of my clients are going to do the form submission using HubSpot for their inquiries, I want to automatically create an item in my database in my Notion account so that my team can work on the inquiry that my client has forwarded. For that, what we are going to do is we are going to simply create an automation between HubSpot and Notion with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you want to learn this amazing automation, then let me take you all to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to create Notion database items for HubSpot form submissions. I own a business consultancy firm and we use HubSpot forms to capture client inquiries. We rely on Notion for project management, knowledge sharing and team collaboration. Manually transferring information from HubSpot to Notion for planning and follow-ups is time consuming. With this automation, each time HubSpot form submissions is going to be done, automatically it is going to create an item in our Notion database. This means every client inquiry is logged instantly, categorized and assigned to the right team member. This saves times, improves accuracy and helps us to respond quickly and efficiently to our clients, boosting customer satisfaction and operational efficiency. So we are going to create this amazing automation between HubSpot and Notion with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign in to our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign in to my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Apps window in front of you in which you can see the 5 applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on Access Now. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is then going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right over here that says Create Workflow. Then a new dialog box is then going to appear which is asking for a workflow name. So I'm going to give a name to my workflow as How to add HubSpot form responses to Notion database as items. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow, okay? Next, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this arrow. So these are the folders that I've created in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select Notion automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving a name to our workflow and selecting the folder, let's click on Create in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of How to add HubSpot form responses to Notion database as items, and there are 2 windows in front of you. One over here says Trigger, other says Action. Trigger and Action are the 2 most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these 2 concepts. Over here, Trigger says when this happens and Action says do this. That means our action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. Firstly, we're going to set up our trigger step. For that, click on this arrow, and for the trigger application, we are going to select it as HubSpot CRM. We are selecting our trigger application as HubSpot CRM because with the help of HubSpot, we have created a form to collect our clients' inquiries, okay? And for the trigger event, we are going to select it as new form submission as we want to capture the response of the new forms being submitted by our clients, okay? So as you can see that this is the form that I've created using HubSpot to collect my clients' inquiries, okay? So that is why for the trigger application, we've selected it as HubSpot CRM and for the trigger event as new form submission. After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. With the help of this unique webhook URL, we are going to connect HubSpot CRM and Pabbly Connect. This URL acts as a bridge between HubSpot and Pabbly Connect so that whenever a new form submission is going to be done by any of our customers or clients, automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response. Firstly, I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, to follow the steps given here below in the help desk to connect this webhook with Pabbly Connect. For that, you have to open your HubSpot account As you can see that this is my HubSpot account, I'm going to go back to the main page of my account. You can see that this is my HubSpot account right over here. And now we're going to connect this account with Pabbly Connect. For that, from the left side of our panel over here, it says automations. We're going to click on automations. As we're going to do that, under automations, it says workflows. We're going to click on it. As we're going to click on it, the workflows page is then going to appear. On the top right corner, it says create workflow. We're going to click on it, and then we have to select from scratch under this option right over here. And as we've selected from scratch, over here it says blank workflow. Under contact base, we are going to click on next then. After that, you can see over here, first we have to set up our trigger step. For that, click on setup triggers. As we have done that, you can see under triggers, it says when an event occurs, form submission. I'm going to select this option from here. As I've selected the options, under this we have to select a criteria, and the criteria is going to be the form submission. So we're going to select this, okay? As we have done that, over here we have to click on this done button. So now we're going to click on the save button as well. As you can see that over here, we have set up our trigger step right over here. Now we're going to add our action step in this workflow. And for setting up this action application, you can see under data ops, we are going to click on this option. It says send a webhook. We are going to select this option, okay? We have to search over here and we have to select the post method right over here. As you've selected the method, over here it is asking for the webhook URL. I'm going to paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. After that, for the authentication type, I'm going to select it as none. And I'm going to select the request body as include all contact properties, okay? And then I'm going to click on save. So we have successfully added the webhook as well in this workflow, and then I'm going to click on review and publish. I'm going to click on next, again on next, and then we're going to click on next, and we're going to click on turn on workflow. As you can see right over here, workflow is successfully added in our HubSpot CRM account. I'm going to open my workflow that I've created in Pabbly Connect, and you can see over here it is saying waiting for webhook response. So now what we're going to do is we are going to do the test submission of the form that we have created using HubSpot, and we're going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the form submission being done or not. For that, I'm going to open my HubSpot account again. Over here from the left side of the screen under marketing, over here it says forms. We're going to click on it. So as you can see that this is the form that I've created in the name of inquiries form, and we are going to do the test submission of this form right over here. For that, click on this actions button. Under actions over here it says share. We're going to click on it. We have to click on share link. We're going to copy this link from here, and we are going to open this link in a new tab right over here. As you can see that this is the form inquiries form that I've created using HubSpot for my business. Okay, it is asking for the details of my customer. For the first name of my customer, I'm going to write it as test. For the last name of my customer, I'm going to write it as dummy. For the email of my customer, I'm going to write it as testdummy@pabblytools.com. For the phone number over here, I'm going to write in a dummy mobile number. For the street address over here, I'm going to write in a dummy street address. Street address, I've written it as 123 New Street. For the city over here, I'm going to write it as Indore. For the state over here, I'm going to write it as Madhya Pradesh. For the country over here, I'm going to write it as India. And for the inquiry over here, I'm going to write in an inquiry. So for the inquiry, I've written it as we are looking to upgrade our IT infrastructure. Can you recommend solutions? So this is the inquiry. After filling all the details, I'm going to click on submit to do the test submission. As over here it says, thank you for submitting the form. This means the form submission has now been done. I'm going to open my workflow. I'm going to scroll down. Over here, I'm going to wait for a few seconds. After waiting for a few seconds, over here you can see we have received a response. We are going to tally the response. Over here for the value of the inquiry, over here it comes as we are looking to upgrade our IT infrastructure. Can you recommend solutions? This was the question that we have asked. Over here we're going to scroll down. You can see for the state over here it says Madhya Pradesh. For the phone number over here, dummy mobile number is there. For the last name over here it says as dummy. For the first name over here as test. For the email as testdummy@pabblytools.com and all the other details. So this means that now HubSpot is successfully connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. So now whenever any of my clients are going to do the form submission using HubSpot, automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response. As we now have the response of the form submission, we want to create a database item of that response. For that, we are going to set up our action step. And for the action application, we are going to select it as Notion. As we want to create a database item in our Notion account. For the action event, I'm going to select it as create database item, and then we are going to click on connect to connect Notion with Pabbly Connect. A new window is going to appear on which click on add new connection, but if you want, you can select the existing connection. After that, click on connect with Notion. As we are going to do that, it is asking for us to select the page. For the page over here, I've created a page in the name of client inquiries. So what we are going to do is, For the page over here, I'm going to search for client inquiries. It is already been added in this over here. After that, what we are going to do is we're going to click on Allow Access button. As we have done that, you can see we have successfully authorized Notion with Pabbly Connect. For the database, we're going to select the database that we have created in our Notion account in the name of clients inquiries. So I'm going to select the database, okay? After selecting the database, you can see over here it is asking for the details like street address, client inquiries, last name, state, region, city, country, email, phone number, first name and the content. So these are the fields that I've created in this table in my Notion account. You can see these are the fields: first name, last name, email, phone number, street address, city, state, country and client inquiries. These are the fields that I've created, and I want to enter the database items under these fields right over here, okay? So what we are going to do is for the data of these fields, we are going to map the data. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we are going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. How it works is as soon as you click on this field right away, it says HubSpot CRM new form submission. As we're going to click on this arrow, you can see this was the same response that was captured in our previous step. As first, it is asking for the data for the street address. So I'm going to map the data street address response that we have received in our previous step. I'm going to select this data. As I selected data from the previous response, the data is mapped, and as I map the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the data right away in place of this mapped data is going to be updated. Next, it is asking for the client's inquiries. So we are going to map the data of the client's inquiries. This is the inquiry. I'm going to map the data, okay? It is similarly asking for the last name of our client. So I'm going to map the data of the last name of our client. That is dummy, okay? Next, it is asking for the state. So I'm going to map the data for the state right over here. I map the data for the state. For the city over here, I'm going to map the data again. I'm going to map the data of the city. For the country over here, I'm going to map the data of the country that we have received in our previous step. So this is the data. I'm going to map the data. For the email over here, we're going to map the data of the email that we have received in our previous step of our customer. I'm going to map the data. It is asking for the phone number of our customer. So we are going to map the data of the phone number of our customer right over here. I'm going to map the data. For the first name, we're going to map the data right over here. I map the data. Next, it is asking for the content. I don't require the field, so I'm going to skip the part. After filling all the details, I'm going to click on Save and Send Test Request button. As I've done that, you can see over here we have received the response, and the response that we have received is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my Notion account, and in my database, I'm going to check whether an item is created or not. For that, I'm going to open my database, and yes, you can see right over here, a new item is created in my database right over here. For the first name as test, last name as dummy, email as testdummy@pabblytunes.com. For the phone number, a dummy mobile number, street address as 123 New Street, city as Indore, state as Madhya Pradesh, country as India, and for the inquiry as we are looking to upgrade our IT infrastructure, can you recommend solutions? So this means that we successfully created an automation between HubSpot and Notion with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done. So I am an owner of a business consultancy firm, and we use HubSpot forms to capture clients' inquiries. We rely on Notion for project management, knowledge sharing and team collaboration. With this automation, what is going to happen that each time a new form submission is going to be done by any of my clients using HubSpot, with the form that I've created using HubSpot, automatically that inquiry is going to be created as an item in my database that I've created in my Notion account, which is going to help me to log into my client's inquiries immediately, categorize and assign that task to the right team member. This is going to save me time and improve accuracy. So this is how we create this amazing automation between HubSpot and Notion with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video. Not just with these applications, you can create automation with the help of Pabbly Connect between multiple applications. If you have any doubts, you can send us email on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can ask your queries on forum.pabbly.com. If you have any queries regarding the pricing of Pabbly Connect, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions and doubts, and please share this video, and thank you for watching.